Hello, children. How are you today? Yes, I'm happy to see you again. I'm very, very happy that we're meeting again online. Today, we are going to study something new, something refreshing, something exciting. And I promise you, you're going to enjoy yourself. Okay? You're going to learn something new. Yes, let's go. Today, our topic for today is first aid and safety. First aid and safety. Subject: home economics. Topic: first aid and safety. Again, first aid and safety. Beautiful. Learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define first aid and safety. All right? You, you'll be able to define first aid and safety. You should be able to state the importance of first aid. You state the importance of first aid. Are we clear? Then, of course, you will mention the first aid procedure. You should be able to mention the first aid procedure. And lastly, you should be able to outline the procedure for giving first aid. Outline the procedure for giving first aid. Are we clear? Beautiful. Beautiful. I say, again, I say, at the end of this lesson, you must be able to do what? To define first aid and safety. Define first aid and safety. 2. State the importance of first aid. You must be able to state the importance of first aid. Okay? Then you must be able to mention the first aid procedures, the methods, the ways to follow. Okay? Then outline the procedure for giving first aid. Are we clear? Very well. So, first slide. Let's see what we have on our first slide. Define first aid. How do we define first aid? Okay, do you get that? First aid is the immediate treatment given to an injured person until proper medical care is reached. What do I say? First aid is what? Is the immediate treatment, given to an injured person, given to someone that is injured until proper medical care is reached. The first thing you do when you find out that somebody is injured is the first aid. The first treatment, the first attention of treatment that you give a person that is injured is first aid. Do you understand? First aid is applied to prevent further injury and to reduce the pain experienced by the patient. Are we clear? Why do we give it? Why do we attempt first aid? It is applied to prevent further injury and to reduce pain experienced by the patient. Are we clear? The first or immediate treatment given to an injured person until proper medical care is reached, until you get to the doctor, until the doctor gets to you. Do you understand? Yes. So when somebody has a burn, is scald, what do you do? When somebody falls down and injures or breaks the bone, fracture, what should you do? Yes? Note that most first aid treatments are given by first aiders. First aiders. Those are the people that are trained professionally to handle first aid cases. Do you understand? Beautiful. So, yes, let's go there. Now, what is safety? What is safety? Safety education is the recognition and avoidance of danger causing disability or death in modern living. We must be enlightened, we must be educated to recognize, to see. Do you understand? And to avoid, we have to avoid danger, every sort of danger. Electrocution is a danger. Do you understand? You don't play with sockets anywhere, anyhow. You don't play with short circuits. You don't play with electricity. No, those things can cause injury, they can cause disability, they can cause death, even death. Yes, because somebody can easily be shot to death. Do you understand? So, safety is keeping ourselves safe from danger, keeping ourselves safe from danger, seeing dangerous things and avoiding them. Simple English. Avoidance of danger. That's safety. Safety education is the recognition and the avoidance of danger causing disability or death. So you must be careful. You must be able to recognize things that can pose as danger. You must be able to recognize hazardous things in the environment, even in the home. Make sure you know these things that can cause harm and avoid them. For instance, it is not proper for you to tamper with electricity, whether the socket, whether the switch, or whatever naked wire around you. No, don't do it. You're wrong if you do that. It is not acceptable for you to run around without care. It's not acceptable. You run outdoors. You don't run indoors. No, you don't run indoors. Because if you do, there's a danger of burns. Running into hot, hot tea, hot liquid. Let me say hot liquid. Yes. Do you understand? So you run when you are outside on the field. You don't run indoors. And indoors, you work. You take your time to work. You don't run. Danger. What else can be dangerous? Don't play with fire. Candle can cause fire. Matchsticks can cause fire. Do not play with dangerous objects. Needle, pin, nail, blade, to mention but a few. Do you understand? These things can cause injury. They are dangerous to us. When not properly handled, they can cause disability of some sort. So don't just bother. Let an adult cook your indomie. Don't go near the fire. Do you understand? Let an adult handle fire. Let an adult iron your clothes. Don't do it yourself. That innocent looking iron may pose as a dangerous object. Do you understand? So safety is when you recognize danger and you avoid it. Because danger or dangerous things, dangerous objects, or dangerous whatever can cause disability. It can cause disability. injury that may take a person to the hospital. Yes, 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 of course. And sometimes it can cause death. Now, let me give you a short story. Long, long time ago, I know of a little girl. Folaranmi is her name. She went under the staircase. She was playing actually, and she hid under the staircase. The staircase was dark, and she was alone there. Of course, it was when we heard the cry that we knew what happened. Now, what happened? She was playing under the staircase, and because the place was dark, she had to strike a match to, was it the matches? No, it was this local lamp. What is it called? This local lamp, Shakabula. Yes, Shakabula, the local lamp. She lit the Shakabula, kept it under the staircase. I was having a fun time, only for her to scream. She started shouting for help. And when help came, the Shakabula had burnt her dress. By the time help came, the Shakabula fire had burnt her dress, and the dress stuck to her body just like nylon. Have you ever seen nylon burn? Yes. Stuck to her body, and then nobody knew what to do. The dress burnt from her knee to her tummy area, stuck there, and she cried and cried. Nobody knew what to do. A terrible incident. Can you just imagine it? She was totally burnt, completely burnt, totally burnt. She had to go, we had to take her to the hospital where she was well taken care of. Don't play with those things, they are dangerous. First aid. What to do? What must you do in a situation that demands first aid? My dear, what must you do? Call emergency. Call emergency. You don't have a phone, you call an adult. Run for help. Shout for help. Let an adult help you when you are trapped in any form of danger. Call out. There's nothing wrong with shouting for help. No, 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 no. Nothing wrong with calling on an adult to help you. No, it is not wrong. When the table falls on you, no, 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 no. Shout out. Call for help. Do you understand? So if you are in a position where if you are in a position to help somebody in need, please call for help. Call an adult. Call for help. Are we together? Are we together? Now, if it is an injury, sorry, excuse me, if it's a falling injury, as in the person has fallen from a height, do not lift the person up. Don't bother to lift the person. Let the person maintain that position. Don't try to, oh, you fall, let me help you to get up. No. If that victim cannot get up, don't force him or her to get up. Let the person remain or maintain that position. Is that clear? Is that clear? Then make sure you check to see that there are no further injury on the person. on the victim. The person has not sustained more than she has not sustained injuries more than you can see. Do you understand? So what you must do is to check for any other form of injury apart from the ones you can see. Do you understand? Very good. Then wait for the doctor. Wait for the ambulance. Wait for the adults. Encourage the victim. Speak nice words and pleasant words. Where you cannot help, what you can do is to call for help. Are we together? Are we together? Beautiful. Check the pulse of the person. If it's a serious one, check for the pulse. Check the pulse. Check the pulse. All right? Ensure that the person is still breathing and make sure you call for help. Are we together? Very good. Now, what are the importance of first aid? The importance of first aid. Why do we practice first aiding? Why do we need first aid? Why is first aid important in our lives? First and foremost, first aid helps to preserve life, helps to preserve life. The life of the victim is preserved because help came in time. Do you understand? It promotes a sense of safety. Excuse me. It promotes a sense of safety. Everybody around feels safe. Why? Because there is a first aider or a first aid room for the workers, the school, for the children, for any injured victim. First aid encourages quick treatment. Quick treatment. Yes. Instead of leaving the person, the injured person, like that little girl now, that was left just like that until the doctor came, instead of leaving her, the first aider would have done something to soothe the pain of that child, to soothe the pain and relieve that child of that burning sensation that she was passing through. So, first aid encourages quick treatment. It prevents victims' condition from being worse. Prevents victim condition from being worse. Do you understand? When somebody, for instance, when somebody convulses, convulsion is a kind of attack, breathing attack. A person may not be able to breathe so well and then it convulses. When there's convulsion, that victim will need first aid attention so that he or she does not pass on from there. Do you understand? So it prevents the condition of that the person. First aid will prevent the condition from worsening or from being worse. So a convulsing person needs help to breathe. So the first aider, the first thing they do is to help the child or the person to breathe better, to stabilize their breath. And what will they do? Sometimes they use onions. Let the victim smell the onion smell. Cut onions into pieces and then rub it on his nose. And of course, it may help, but that person, that victim, will need to see a doctor. Yes, first aid makes our life more secure. Yes, First aid makes our life more secure. Just like you can see on the slide. Yes, this is what first aid does. So, what are the procedures? What are the methods? What must we do if we find ourselves rendering first aid? One, first and foremost, don't move victim from the position you find him or her. Don't move them. You're moving them will be adding problem to their situation. Then check breathing in case of difficulty or stoppage in breathing. Check breathing. That's a serious case. You must know if the person is still breathing or not. Check the pulse to ensure the person is still alive. Check bleeding. Is there any bleeding? Did he hit his head? Did he hit his head? Did he hit his hand? Where is the bleeding coming from, if any? You must be able to find out. Yes. If there is wound, cover wound with bandage. Wound usually comes with cuts. So if there's wound there, cover the wound with bandage. Is that clear? Neat, clean bandage. Cover. Clean, clean the wound and then bandage it. Where there is a fracture, put a, put a splint on the fracture or dislocated bone. Sometimes you know that rough play is not the best. That's why we tell you not to play rough. Don't play rough. Don't jump from any kind of height so you won't break a bone. Don't fall heavily on your feet or your hand or fall on the ground. You may fracture a bone. And when that is done, the first aider must put his splint on the fracture or the dislocated bone. Then what? Call for a doctor or take the person to the hospital. Call for a doctor. Because you are a child, call for an adult. Do you understand? Okay, let's take for instance, you're at home and somehow, grandma is having a seizure. What must you do? Only you and grandma. What must you do? Call an adult. Do you understand? Put a call through to mommy, put a call through to daddy. Where the calls are not connecting, make sure you go out and call an adult, especially your immediate neighbor, to help you out with that situation. Do you understand? Beautiful. Beautiful. You must not leave a person in need alone. Is that clear? Is that very clear? So cover the wound with a bandage the way it is done in the slide, if there is a wound. Do you understand? Beautiful. First aid treatments. First aid, giving first aid. You give first aid to an injured person. This here has injured ankle and his legs are swollen. Here in this slide, in the picture below, the legs are swollen. So for any swelling, you need ice cubes. First aid treatment is to get ice cubes. Probably you're playing ball or you, because of playing ball, you now hit your feet against a large stone, against a pole, against the table or something. And there you have a swollen foot. What must be done? Compressed. It must be compressed with ice cube. After which it's bandaged. Yes, this one has a fracture and the hand has to be tightly lifted and then hung with a bandage on the neck. The first aider is running straight to give help. And that is what first aiders do. Straight for help, straight to give help. Are we together? First aid treatment. Here you have the demonstration of what you must do when there's a need for first aid. When somebody faints, or, yes, most possibly, when they run out of breath, they faint. So, what must be done? This is what they do. Yes, thank you. And then they have to help the person regain consciousness. When the person faints, the first aider helps to regain consciousness. Are we together? Now, let's look into the first aid kit. What is there in the first aid kit? As you can see from the slide, if you look carefully, there are so many different things in the first aid kit. The nose mask, the scissors, gloves, yes, pins, bandages, plaster, to mention but a few of what must be in the first aid box. There's ointment, there's thermometer. Are we together? There's thermometer. Are we together? Yes, all these are things that is expected to be found in the first aid box. Are we together? Beautiful. Yes. So now we go on to summarize what we have said so far about the first aid. Remember that first aid is the immediate treatment given to a person who is injured or who has been injured. Are we together? Now, what is the essence of first aid in school? What's the importance of first aid in school? First aid in school, it provides or promotes sense of safety, sense of safety in the school. Yes, it brings quick treatment to somebody. Do you understand? Yes, and it helps to preserve lives even in the school. So, what are the basic first aid? What do they do? First aid knowledge helps in treating. What do we, in most cases, why would we need first aid or first aider? In which situations? Yes, in which situations we would say a first aider will be needed when there's bleeding, when there's burns, when there's headache, heat stroke. Yes, headache. You know, some people have severe headache, severe headache, severe headache that is almost becoming a migraine. Some people have bleeding, bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the mouth, they bleed from the nose. Oh, what must the first aider do? That is why we have first aiders in the school. Are we together? Then heat stroke, then unconsciousness. Some become unconscious. Some feel as if they must faint. Some just faint, bam, just like that. They fall on the ground, and you don't know a reason why it should be. So that is fainting. Now, when they faint, a first aider is needed at that point. When there's choking, when there's choking, you need a first aider. Yes, chokes can take life. They can be very dangerous to life, dangerous to health. Chest pain and asthma. There are some people that cannot stand dust. They cannot stand strong smell. They this automatically they automatically you know they automatically get some attack. Do you understand? So we must be very careful of what we do and observe our environment for security purpose. We must be able to observe our environment for safety purpose also. We must. It's essential. Yes, we must. We must be able to keep ourselves safe from any form of danger so that we don't fall victim of any accident. Do you understand? So it is easy for somebody to be bleeding, the first aider will be there. For somebody to have burns, the first aider will be there. Yes, for somebody to have headache, oh, first aider must be there. Heat stroke, unconsciousness. Some children may become unconscious. Some may faint. Some may convulse. Some choke. You understand? But that is not your portion. In the name of Jesus. Yes, it happens, but it is part of health issues. So when there is a health issue or accident, a first aider is definitely needed. Are we together? Beautiful. So we have said that first aid is the immediate treatment given to an injured person until proper medical care is reached. Until proper medical care is what? Reached. First aid is applied to prevent further injury and to reduce pain experienced by the patient. Are we together? And we have said that safety education is the recognition and the avoidance of danger. Danger, avoidance of danger, seeing those things that can cause danger, and ensuring that they don't, ensuring that you keep yourself safe from becoming a victim of accident. Yes, keep yourself safe. Eat the right thing. When you eat poison, you feel terrible. And in that case, you may also need a first aider. Do you understand? Do you understand? So we must keep ourselves completely safe. First aid, importance of first aid. It helps to preserve life. It promotes a sense of safety. It encourages, it encourages quick treatment. It prevents victims' condition from being worse. It makes our life more secure. That is what first aid does. Yes? Yes. So everybody needs a first aider around. It helps preserve life. First aid promotes sense of safety. First aid encourages quick treatment. First aid prevents victims' condition from being worse. First aid makes our life more secure. Are we together? Very good. And then we have the first aid box. The first aid box is very important in every home, in the school, in the workplace. It's important to have the first aid box. Thank you. At this point, we come to the end of today's lesson, and I say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being online. Thank you for being there. Without you, I cannot be here. Okay? So it's a beautiful thing. We are together in learning. Thank you so very much. Yes, stay safe. It's essential that you stay safe. It's essential that you stay healthy. It's very essential that you stay focused. Yes, you must not forget the reason why you are logged on in the online class. You must not forget the reason why you must write online exams and pass, because the exams are almost here. You understand? The exams are here. So you must be able to read your notes, re-listen to the videos, and then write and pass. It's your responsibility to do what? To write and to pass. And your level will be determined by your scores. Your level of attention and being focused will be determined by your scores. Therefore, as an excellent child, an and excellent children, you must excel in everything or every subject you will write. I wish you great success, great success. excellent performance in all your exams online. Thank you very, very much for being here with me. Have a wonderful time. Stay very, very safe, very, very healthy, and very, very focused. Don't forget, give thanks. Thank you. Thank your mommy. Thank you, daddy. Thank you, mommy and daddy. Yes, and be the best child ever. I'll see you in another lecture. Sorry, in another lesson. Yes, lesson lecture. Okay. I'll see you then. Take care and be good. Bye for now.